Hey guys, welcome back to my December daily series. Today we are on day 5. I'm doing something a little different this time. If you can see what I'm doing, I have a stamp on a block, I have some embossing powder, and guys, I printed a ginormous photo. This is an 11 by 8.5. As you can see, it's not quite the right size, so I'll be trimming that white off. But this is a Christmas tree. There's my window. This is a Christmas tree that is right across the street from an office I work at. So I get to see it all lit up. And yeah, we are going to document that for our day 5. So day 5 is on the back of day 4. And when I did day 4, I told you guys I was going to put it in a page protector. I decided not to because of what I want to do for day 5. So I ended up punching the holes. So day 5 is going on this one. But it's just, I'm not putting it in a page protector anymore. I wanted to do something different with this. So what I'm imagining is having this kind of flip out. So having it kind of folded like this and then flipping. So I want to make sure, let me bring out my Versamat so I can measure. So this is 6 by 8 and this is 11 by 8. So it would be perfect if I could go this direction, but I don't want that. So to get the centers to be equal, I'm going to crease it at 2 3/4. So I'm bringing in my, I don't know what this is. All right, and we are going to run this across 2 3/4 and then rotate it and do 2 3/4 on this side. Okay. And then we can finish folding it. And I'm just going to take my Cricut spatula. If you have a bone folder, that'd be perfect. And then we'll do the same on this crease. And it matches right up into the center. Okay. So then when we have this, I'm not quite sure how I want this because we'll have this sticking out the side now, which we could do something fun there. We could add some patterned paper or something there. I do know that I want to decorate the inside and the outside of this. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, I have my embossing powder and I am going to stamp. This is from the Silver Bells card making from Close to My Heart. And this may the wonder of the season be with you always. And I thought that was a cute little saying. So I'm going to stamp that right about here on my photo. I want to get rid of the static. So I don't have an anti-static pouch, you guys. I've just been using some, what is this, cornstarch? I don't know what this is, but it won't affect the picture at all. It's acid-free, all that jazz. So put that down so that the powder doesn't stick where I don't want it. And I like to use a coffee filter. This one has seen better days. And then some Versamark ink. And I am just going to make sure this gets nice and inky here. And then I'm going to stamp it right onto my photo. This can be quite terrifying, but I think it'll turn out wonderful. I got the silver embossing powder on there, and I'm bringing in my heat tool. And you want to get that nice and hot before bringing it to your project. So I'm just going to aim it away from my project, wait for it to get hot, and then I'm going to start on the bottom, get it going, and then I can move to the top. It is embossed onto there. Isn't that so pretty? I absolutely love it. I do want to decorate the outside of this. So I'm thinking bringing in some pattern paper, and I want some sort of tab here. So maybe I could use the 5 as a little tab, and that can be what pulls this open. Maybe even have, I don't know, or have it pulled down. So I'm going to do some brainstorming and I'll come back with what I'm thinking. I picked out some paper for the front of my picture, and I cut a red circle to go around my number, and then I chose this paper from the Reindeer Days collection, and then I chose Glacier, a close to my heart color, because some of the paper has that light blue. It's not Glacier because that's close to my heart. This is Stampin' Up, but Glacier matches that light blue pretty closely, so I'll be bringing that in throughout my book as well, through this pattern paper. So I have Glacier up at the top here, and then this just flips down. I just adhered half of that circle to that pattern paper, so that one flips down so that one can go up. I have my embossing here, and then I cut another Glacier circle the same size as that red one so that I could put that there just to finish that off so it doesn't look unfinished. And then I want to stamp something on there just to finish that off. And I have Peaceful Season, and this little guy says, hoping this season is bright and beautiful. So I'm thinking let's put that right in the center there, and that should just finish off that particular picture. So I'm going to stamp that before adhering it, and I didn't decide on a color yet. These are the coordinating colors that I've pulled out. I have Limeade, Jade, Mocha, Toffee, Glacier, Intense Black, and then these are Early Espresso and Pebbled Path. So I don't know what color. I could do like a pine or a jade to kind of coordinate with that, and that would show up nice on Glacier. Otherwise, this is just very dark, so I could do just plain black and, you know, have it coordinate with the picture. Otherwise, I don't know. I could do red also, since I have red on the front. That might bring red into the center for me. I don't have like a real red though. My red is a scarlet, so I don't know that that would look great. I might just do black. It's kind of boring, but it'll stand out nicely. So let's do some black. I'm switching out the Intense Black for Archival. Intense Black is good for like alcohol-based markers. Archival is a darker, truer black. So I am going to do Archival. Grabbing a little block here. And I'm going to be risky and not practice. I'm just going to wing it. I have more Glacier paper if it's not stamped good. And let's just give that a second to soak in. Perfect. We'll go ahead and add adhesive to this, and we can add it all over the back because we want it to stick to that picture as well. And then just make sure that our words are straight. And we'll just put that right on top of that red one. There we go. So now when you flip that down, hoping this season is bright and beautiful. And this tree is bright and beautiful. I've used my tags and tabs to cut out a Glacier tag, and I'm thinking of putting that, I think I'm going to cut a slit like I did on my title page and have it come out the back. I'm just not sure if I want it to come out the, I could leave an open spot here and have it come out this way, or I could cut my picture and have it come out this way. So like if this is all hidden behind, it would just be a little bit right there, and I could put some twine on. Or if I wanted it, you know, I think that looks a little random because this will all be black, if that makes sense, because that'll all be under the picture. All you'll see is that little piece. Or does it look better to have it over here and then it would come out? I might do that instead. I have one more picture from inside the office. They decorated that all beautifully, so I thought I could put that on a tag and then have my journaling on the back. So I might actually have it off to the side. Could do a green tag and have it up there. It would be hidden there. But you could, ooh. Or I could do green behind here and then have this be red, bring in more of that red. I did a lot of planning off camera. So this is gonna be going here. So I cut little strips of the light green from the coordinating paper pack for up here and down here. And these are just 1.25 inches by 6. I didn't want to waste all the paper behind here because this will be attached. So we can go ahead and add those to the top and bottom. We will need to repunch our holes, but that is a-okay. I find it easiest to punch the holes as you go. Then you're not going through so many layers, and now I'll be able to see the holes from the back side. Okay, and then that'll go here. And I wanted to add some embellishments, so I grabbed a couple of my trees. These are from the Decorative tree dies. And I thought that would bring in more red, so I have the back layer as that light green. And then this will be the overlay, that plaid. And then this one kind of behind. And I want to do a visual triangle of that red. So I cut the tag in red rather than that glacier that I had cut. And I used the rounded one rather than that straight edge one, just for something different. Plus I thought it coordinated nicely with the circle. And then to finish off this, I have these little reindeer here. So then I brought in matching twine for my tag up top. I want to add a little bit of shading to my reindeer here. So I have my Spectrum Noir, and I just did a sample piece for myself. I created this. And so I grabbed gold brown, tan, and earth brown. I'm not sure which one. Maybe the tan I'll start off with. It matches pretty closely. And I just want to darken a few spots. Going in with my dark shade, and I'm just going to go around where there would be shadows. So kind of in between his legs. I got my trees adhered, but now, as you can see, they're down here, and there's, I don't know how to disguise that. So what I'm going to do is cut it off and adhere it up here. All right, I got the tops down. So now when you open it up, you still see the tops of those, but I think that is a-okay. I might need to give it a little more of a haircut here though. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm putting my twine on my tag right away. So what I did was folded it. So I thought to myself, I want it to hang about that much over. So I went like this, and then I went like this, and that's how I cut that length. I want it to be doubled, so I'm gonna fold it over one more time. Stick that through the front of my tag. You can go through the front or the back, whichever way you want it to look, but I think for this particular layout, I want it to go through like this. Stick all of those strings through there, and there we go. And then I just need to cut that loop right there. There we go. And I can trim that down further as I get going. Oh, I can put these little deer on. I did shade a little bit, not a whole lot. I didn't add too much, but I thought it just gave a little more dimension. And I'm going to use my Barely Art Glue because I've been liking the Barely Art Glue, and so why not use it? we determined that would go right about there. Okay, so now we can put that here, and we will need to punch the holes. So I think I didn't think that through. I didn't think that through. I'm gonna do my tag first because that I can do. I have these dimensionals, and I am going to use the outside to go around my tag to help it slide in and out. You may be able to just use regular tape. I'm not really sure, but I thought this would help. So I'm leaving a little bit of wiggle room so that it can slide okay. And then you want to go around the bottom too. And then we will cut there and put this one here. Okay, so now it'll slide in and out without going around. And typically I would want to do 3D foam all around so that it doesn't warp. But this is pretty thin. It's not too bulky. So I think it'll be okay for regular adhesive to go along this. Okay, I got my adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to attempt to center this in between those. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to open this with the holes in it, but we'll get there. And then let's see if I can find where that opening is. Oh no, I didn't think that through. Shoot. Ah, it's taped down. When you look down, you can see there's where my little tag goes. I love it. Okay, but I'm not going to waste that adhesive. I need something there to finish off this anyways. Page 3 had some nutcrackers. I could put a little nutcracker here and then maybe some of those snowflakes that I had on page 3 behind them. So should I just leave this white, or should I put some maybe dark green behind, or even light green? I could do... Or I could continue this pattern across. Got that down. We got that extended. So now if I put some snowflakes, maybe I should do the smaller one so that I can see more of it. And then put him right about there. Put that snowflake behind. I think that looks cute. So we'll go ahead and get him down, and that'll tie in with day number 3. Or story number 3. Sometimes you gotta redo or makeshift the day before depending on, you know. Nothing goes as planned around here. Probably because I'm not very good at planning. I am a doer. I can't sit down and plan my layouts. They just come together. I'm a hands-on person. I have to get going on it. I can't sit down and plan it. It just doesn't work that way for me. All right, here we go. We're looking good. I want to bring in some of these clear gems just from my stash and kind of put them around here. Do I want one down here, or do I want another one maybe up here? I like doing it in sets of 3. Okay, so that's that. I like how simple this blue kind of gives your eyes a place to rest. Could definitely do some stamping here. Ooh, that gives me an idea. One second. I remember seeing this on the Silver Bells card making. What if I stamped that in jade along the bottom, maybe even along the top? I think that'll look cool. Let's try that. There's nothing like adding stamping to your project once you're completely done. It's really risky. It makes me nervous, but I think it's a good touch. I think it's gonna look cool. Okay, I'm gonna use jade because that's a pretty close color to all of this. Trying to decide. And since we're going right on to our layout, we want to make sure that there's no ink on my block and make sure it looks well inked. It looks good to me. So we are just going to go right along the bottom here. And I am letting that tail hang off a little bit. And I'm letting it soak into my paper. That looks cool. Okay, and then we want to do another one right there. Make sure we don't have ink on our block. Okay, I'm just going to take my ink chamois here and clean this up a little bit. I really like that. Should we do the top too? Yeah, let's do the top also. I repunched my holes, and what I've seen other people do, so this is what it looks like when it's open. What I have seen other people do is kind of create a little triangle shape here. I'm really scared, but I'm gonna do it. A little triangle so that it can open. So I'm kind of going into the center of that circle. Okay, so let's try that. I am trying this with you. I have never done this, so if it doesn't work for me, figure out a different way to do it because I'm not guaranteeing anything here. Let's move some of this out of the way. All right, so here is 3 and 4, and I love how my nutcracker ties together there. And then when you flip it, we have 5. Oh, it kind of works. It kind of works. This one, there we go. Okay. This one, the V, doesn't... I might need to make my V a little bit bigger, and then I would be able to go open that bottom. So that V does work. I think I have to close this, and then I can get it out. There we go. Okay, so let's make this V just a little bit bigger here. Let's try it again. Okay, that one works. Oh, there it goes. Okay. That does work then, to create that little V there. And then you can open it up to see the full picture. Okay, and then you just want to be careful when you go to close it again. And mine closes from the top first. So there is 5, and there's our little nutcracker. I love that you can see him peeking through here. All right, guys, I will go ahead and get my journaling and other little picture on here and get that slid back in. I am loving how this book is coming together. I might need to add some glue dots onto the back here because this is trying to come off. It doesn't stay. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue onto the back, but there is layout number 5, and we just have one picture, but it's a huge one. All right, guys, until next time, live a life worth scrapping.